What up, YouTube? I'm back with one of my most important videos I think I'm ever gonna make. I want to get to the root of some issues, and I always talk shit on these YouTubers because they always want to say the words that are the buzzwords. They always want to tell you about things that are going on, but never help you get the actual answer. They tell you. It feels like they always tell you what you want to hear, but they never actually give you any steps to get there. And they actually always promote stuff that isn't going to work, really. And the unfortunate answer, as you can see the title of the video, right? Mental health, all that stuff, right? I don't even know what the title is. I'm going to keep it a buck. You see the title, though. But everything they tell you to do is a distraction. And I know that sounds crazy, because the best thing you can do to ever fully address your mental health is to sit your ass down and get some sun and just sit in the damn sun and let all those thoughts. Don't do nothing else. Don't read a book. Don't listen to music. Just sit there. And we're going to explain why. Let's get into it. A lot of people, and listen, I want to say a disclaimer at the top of this video. Listen, this is not a judgmental video. They always say the most empathetic people are like the meanest. It's because we point out why you're feeling an X way, so then it goes into the title of the video, the pride and the shame. There's only one real emotion with that. Everybody wants to talk about guilt, feeling bad. That's all pride. It's all pride, and I'll explain. But they always want to say empathetic people, we point out the flaws because we want you to be better, and you're on defense mode because you never addressed it yourself. So when you never address anything in your own life, you get on defense mode, you get in attack mode. So a lot of the people who are going through, right? Like, so this is what we're just getting right into it. A lot of the people who are going through depression and anxiety, sometimes they don't even realize it. They're the first ones, right? It's the people who are going through depression and anxiety that be the first ones to be like, I don't understand why people are depressed and anxiety. I know some friends, they'll be like, I'm not depressed. I don't have anxiety. Meanwhile, smoking, drinking every day. You know what I mean? That's an escape. They are, I know people who shop every day. We eat nonstop throughout the day. We listen to 8 hours of music throughout the day. And now you're like, what? How's that have that? Or we work out all day long. I know people who do some people who do 20 miles a day. What are they running from? Damn. So let's just get into it. Like, those are all symptoms of anxiety and depression. They're not going to cure anything. You think if I'm walking every day, right? You think walking is going to cure it? No, I got to think. If I'm listening to music while I'm walking every day, it's never going to fix anything. Because as soon as those emotions start coming up, I can't process them because I'm already listening to music. It's already consumption. And that's why I try to say, when you shop, when you walk, when you run, when you do any of these activities, eat, it's consumption, which then bottles down your feelings again. And let's just give you some examples of proof. You put on a song because you're in a mood today, right? You put it on a song and you're like, it's not, it doesn't feel, that's not the one. You shuffle to the next song and then it hits that mood. What actually happened right there? Isn't that the same thing as you didn't know what you want to eat today? So you're picking the right foods. Isn't when you go shopping and you find what you want exactly because it's a color, it's a representation of a mood you're in? Do you see how it all is the same? It's an emotion. You're buying an emotion. You're eating an emotion. It's a feeling. All of it is an emotion, which you're trying to consume to cover up the one that you're running from. And the issue is, a lot of us subconsciously already know this. So what happens is, your brain will already see a pattern. Your brain will already be like, listen, I see that it could take a year to get out of this state. You subconsciously know that it might take me a year to get out of this. I might as well just continue on this trend. And then what happens is the addiction gets stronger. and then it's impossible to break, and then you form an identity with it. So now you have an eating disorder. Now you have a working out disorder, whatever you want to call that. I think that's still an eating disorder, right? Just working out too much because you don't want to eat. Now you listen to 10 hours of music a day. You just drown out your feelings. Now you have a shopping addiction. All you can do is spend money every day to run from your feelings. It just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. That's what happens. So another thing I wanted to mention is, I hope it doesn't rain, by the way. I got my jacket with me. Another thing I wanted to mention is how it's all pride and shame is because, like I said in the front of the video, people say empathetic people, are mean and stuff, but you're defensive. So what happens is when you try to work something out with a person, like let's say you want an apology from your parent. Let's go right into that. You're trying to get an apology from your parent. How many times do they just get defensive and flare up and go, I did all this for you, right? They get completely on defense mode. Or that could be anybody. Picture somebody like that. Whenever you try to address something, they get in defense mode, attack mode. And let me explain how it works. I always mention time loops. Well, guess what? When you have a trauma brain, and when you've done, and you got to understand, a lot of people have done a lot of wrong to people in their lives, or to themselves, or to others. And what happens is the brain plays in a loop. So you're arguing with them, right, in that current situation. You're arguing with them. You're saying XXX, right? But how it works is by you yelling at them, they're flaring up and they're thinking about past memories. They're thinking about the past, about other situations that they were wrong in, and they know it. And then they don't want to admit it, since they never said sorry or apologized in the past. They think you're yelling at them for the past mistake. That's how trauma brain works. That's why a lot of people, when they say trauma, trauma affects the brain, sometimes you act the same age as when the trauma was inflicted. Same shit like heroin, right? So if you never learn those tools and you're still stuck in that young age of a brain, like, oh, F you, how parents and sibling or girlfriend, boyfriend are, when you get in an argument, they're like, oh, fuck you. They just shut down. They shut down because how it works is and a lot of people call it ego, but it's not. It's just called pride. So you lie to yourself. You go, I'm not wrong. They're wrong. Because the feeling of shame is so strong. The opposite of pride is shame. So somebody who's been wrong a lot and has done a lot of people wrong, the same amount of time they are prideful, the same amount of time they got to be they have to feel the emotion of shame. So now take everything I just said in this video of consumption. So instead of feeling that shameful feeling, I'm going to eat. I'm going to run. I'm going to, walk. I'm going to shop. I'm going to eat. I'm going to go listen to music. Because that feeling of shame, anytime I argue with my girl, which I haven't argued with her, I couldn't even tell you last time I argued. But I even admitted to her, I said, I'll know I'm wrong, but then I got to lie to myself and be like, no, she's wrong. Because I don't want to feel that emotion of shame. Because that come down of when you're like, yeah, I'm right. F everybody. You know what I mean? You're like, man, they're wrong. I'm the right one. It could be any argument. It could be a stupid argument. You could be like, with somebody, you could be just playing the game. You'd be having a little quarrel. You'd be like, I'm right. But then the meaning of, like, when you come down, your subconscious is like, nah, man, you was wrong. You feel that, oh, fuck, man. That's a terrible feeling. Now, imagine some people who've done wrong a lot. Our parents' generation, our grandparents' generation, they've done wrong a lot. So you got to think, when you're trying to get an apology from somebody, they're not saying sorry for that, whatever you're arguing about right in the day. They got to say sorry for everything. They got to say sorry for their whole everything. So when they start shutting down, they start thinking about all the past. Think about it. Think about how it works. All the emotions come up. It's everything all at once. The past, the present, the future, what could have been, what can be. But since they know they fucked up so bad, they just go, F you. I don't want to talk to you. Right? Defense mechanism, back to pride. Gotta lie to yourself. Stay strong. That's how it works. And honestly, the only real solution to getting help, because you can talk about it, right? But if you're never willing to put your guard down, right? Like people say go to therapy, but a lot of times the therapist is telling them what they want to hear. Because they know that. I remember I had this conversation with somebody. I said something. They said, oh, yeah, I've been going to therapy for 2 years. I'm like, damn, you probably on your shit. You probably know some stuff about yourself. And I said something about themselves, and they said, what? And I said, yeah, didn't you know that about yourself? Like, I feel like that's something, the first thing my therapist would say to myself, you know. And she was like, a week later, she was like, yeah, I told my therapist about what you said. And even my therapist was like, yeah, didn't tell you. At the end of the day, you a client. Why would they lose a customer? They're not losing a customer. I be out here passionate in these videos because I just see it. A lot of people don't realize, like, I know some friends. I know this one guy, all he does is play video games 12 hours a day. But he not depressed, right? He don't know what anxiety is, right? He don't. But his actions show. You see how it works. You can run from this reality all you want, but it's going to manifest in the physical. It will manifest in the physical, and then when it manifests in the physical, it's hard to break. I'm just trying to tell you guys. This is what I said. This is my most important video. A lot of people don't understand that it's all just pride and shame. Your pride will tell you this, so you don't feel the emotion of shame. They tell you it's your ego. No, it's not your ego. Your ego is, this misconception of what your ego is has been played out. They don't know what your ego is. You need your ego. If you didn't have your ego, you wouldn't even be able to have a drive to do anything. Your ego is a baby. You pick up a toy, the ego wants that. If you pick up another toy, the ego wants that. Doesn't know, but you have to combine your ego with actual work ethic, and you can attain whatever you want. But anyway, that's really it. I just wanted to say that, you know, you can, but the thing is, you just have to be able to accept where people are. You have to heal yourself so that you can notice these signs in other people. If you can notice these signs in other people, then you can be gentle with them. You can't, like, this is what some of my girls said, you can't approach them with a you did, you X, or you made me feel. You gotta say, I know it sucks, but you gotta say, how do we feel? Like, you gotta put their guards down, because you gotta think they're already on attack mode. You're already on attack mode. Think about how you react and you gotta think, how do you react when people, little turtle, when you get attacked or anything, you go straight on defense. Don't think I'm only talking about other people in your life. I'm talking to you, the listener. You be on attack mode when somebody come at you. Why do you be on attack mode? Because you know they're right. Nah, they're wrong. Why are they wrong? Oh, I don't know. But I just know that I don't want to feel that emotion that I just felt. So whoever said it is wrong. That's how it works. All right. I'm sweating. It's hot as a mug out here. I love y'all. Y'all got to be safe. Like I said, don't listen. And also, that's why I said, y'all be listening to all types of YouTubers who don't be talking about their personal lives, who don't be giving you actual help. They just can tell you stuff. They can just boop, boop, boop. Not me. Like I said, I'm probably the realest one out here. All right, next video, you're going to see I'm going to get my hair all done up, got the beard trim. I'm not looking like a homeless bum. That's another thing that's crazy. I'm talking into a camera, walking by myself. I'm looking all crazy right now. So people are like, he crazy. Y'all like, he crazy. But I'm really a prophet. You feel me?